my name is The Fair. I'm with Alarmcopter today.
Hello, hello.
Okay, we're on Skull Badlands EU. It's a revival session because apparently it's really unpopular at the moment and nobody wants to be here. So I'd invite all you guys along, you know the drill. I talk a lot, say nice things about you generally, and, you know, give you hints and tips. Standard disclaimer, if you don't understand about allied voices, please, you know, go to the mute options and, you know, just mute us. But seeing that the vast majority want to be here to hear that, I don't think that's going to be an option anyway. Anyway, man, what do you think of Badlands?
Well, you know, I personally think it's amazing, but clearly everybody else on TF2 doesn't because it was empty when we got on here, so, I don't know. I personally love it.
Yeah, I think I love about it is it's got nice open areas, one of those speed games that you can really just kind of run away with if you know, if you get motivation to.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a nicely designed map, to be honest, and it works really well for pretty much every class as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, to be fair, this is Demoman and Soldier Paradise, really. They do love jumping around this, getting to points and stuff.
And Sniper as well. That's one that I always think goes a little bit underused on a map like this, because there's some really good areas that you can sort of stay hidden in, and, you know, if you're good enough, you can get some good shots down.
Yeah, it's a tricky one for Sniper, though. I think defensively a little bit better. Attacking, not so great. But I think the one that's a real pig to play in here is Engineer. Such a pig to play when you're attacking, because you've got to find a good location to put that stuff down.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that is one of the things, like, I mean, you mentioned about how it's sort of quite fast-paced. That is kind of one of the drawbacks of the map for an Engineer. They've just got to keep picking stuff up, moving it again, picking stuff up, moving it again. So yeah, not the best for Engineer, but I don't know, mini-sentries I guess kind of work, but I'd never advocate the use of them anyway, so yeah.
Unfortunately, I will get flack for this. I mean, I do think the mini-sentry is handy. Well, that I think the caveat there is handy. Don't rely on it as a cornerstone defense. The amount, okay, every time we watch like something like Gold Rush or Badwater, and we see, like, you know, the red team set up minis to like defend, like, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, somewhere like Gold Rush as well, especially with a mini, it's such a long-range area. Unless you got it right around the corner, it's kind of a pointless sentry to put up, because it's just going to get taken down before it even aims at anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just realised something. We better talk about the game, actually. We've been kind of commenting about stuff and not actually about the game for the time being. Now, in any case, well, it looks like the point's been taken by blue. I think red are generally on the comeback, though.
Yeah, I mean, both teams do seem to be playing pretty nicely, actually. Blue definitely had it to begin with, but now red do really seem to be clawing it back. So, yeah, I think that scramble really did some wonders there, because it does seem that both teams are pretty nicely matched.
Well, look at Knock Blizzard there, nicely capping that. Unrestricted, takes that Nibbles 5 mercilessly. Oh, who was that? Madman Mike. That was a lovely sticky trap. I was just following that scout around. Scout. Fuck. And what's this? Seriously? A sniper and medic capped the point. Wow. Okay, let's see what's going on with the teams here, because I haven't done that yet. Okay, one thing I'll say about red, though. Yeah, they've got a bit more movement to them. Blue team, not so hot.
Yeah, it's difficult to say. I mean, they're two really sort of opposing tactics, really, team-wise. Me, personally, I would have said that blue looked like they could have come out on that one on top just by the makeup, but obviously red proved them wrong, so it might be just a slight skill difference.
Yeah, as I've said so many times, there's no account for skill. You just can't do anything about that. One thing I'm not seeing so far, you know, okay, Gary Luther's got one of the ideas going. You need at least one of those guys in the team. Look from red, he's playing heavy. Oh no, he stopped playing heavy. Oh, there he is. He's still there. You need a big fat guy. But in so far, the game's looking more stalemate-ish. We're seeing a traditional 2.2.3 movement.
Yeah, this is looking very, very samey to the last one. I mean, Red held the middle point for quite some time before going for the second point. So, yeah, at the moment, I don't know, doesn't seem to have... yeah, game hasn't played out any differently than it did last time, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the problem with Badlands games. I mean, the problem, they can get quite stale in the way they play because it can be a straightforward push. But when you get two good teams, and when you've got some real cagey players in it, there can be so much drama. Like breakaway points, you get a good scout rush, go cap 1, cap 2, cap 3, and it's like, oh shit! Like right
It is
here.
another one of those maps where teamwork is really important. I mean, you know, capping the second point there, they've actually got a decent team move up going on.
Yeah, look at this, and oh, what's this? They bought sentries, and oh well. Wow, simply overwhelmed by scoutage. One scout kept the sentry busy, the other one just capped the point. Nice work. Now, what are we seeing from Red? Red's winning primarily by movement. They've got some real good scouts in the team. They're just batting away anybody on a point and just capping it before the rest of the team can respond. You do have to have quick strategic reflexes in this game.
Yeah, I think that might actually be sort of why this map is so popular on, you know, like competitive games and stuff like that, because obviously a scout is a very important part of those kind of games, and this map really does shine for scout.
Oh, but look at there, look at this team though. They're trying the scout thing. Almost had it. Maybe need more scout. Oh no, Red are coming back. They're recapping that. I'm not sure what the blue scouts went. They're doing so well, but it just didn't really come off. Gary Luther there playing friendly sandwich heavy, leading the charge for Red team there. Mildly batted there by Blue Scout Mash, but look at Red team. They're just bounding away to that point.
Control point is being captured.
Yeah, we've seen like lots of scouts, lots of soldiers, lots of jumpy guys. Is that a quick fix medic? Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Yeah, I think Red team have got the name of the game down, which is movement, and they've won 3 games in a row.
Yeah, actually, this map for quick fix does seem to work really nicely. Actually,
the auto scramble kicked in on the basis that now you're winning way too hard. So yeah, it's going to move around some guys a bit now. I have reservations about the auto scramble because, as far as I can tell, it just scrambles who's got the most points. Thankfully, this is a short game, but in longer games, that can be really tricky to decide.
yeah, auto scramble never does seem to work too well from what I've seen. It's not particularly smart in the way it works things out, and I don't know. It does seem to have done a bit of a weird deposit in terms of players. So I don't know. It could work in Blue's favour though.
Could do. That's actually the other thing with scrambling. It does kind of lose the team identity somewhat. But I think that's that's more professional players, like clans and stuff. But we don't do that here. Oh, it looks like Red are still winning this. Yeah, we're seeing the standard tournament classes come out again.
I think in a way it does kind of go back to that sort of the thing of like morale on a team as well. You know, if you've been playing with like, you know, a few players that you sort of know or you've just gotten to know during a game, and then there's a scramble, it kind of takes away from that, and it can really, really muck you up.
Yeah, I mean, weird stab there from Quan. That backstab, somehow the scout went into orbit. But I completely agree with you with the morale thing, and the problem is, it's just that the team starts losing too hard. You know, they're just not going to play. You get, rage quits and all that. The worst is when a server refuses to scramble. That will really kill a server.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
In any case, so who's on the point here? Russian name guy. I can't pronounce that. Playing defensive scout, doing well at that. But what do you think Blue needs to be doing here, man?
The control point is being contested.
I don't know really. I mean, team makeup and everything, both teams do look evenly matched, and I think Blue might be having a slightly better time this time round, because last couple rounds it was pretty much a rollover for second point, and then obviously it's inevitable that it's going to be one on the final point then. But Yeah, blue seem to be doing a bit better now, but they really do need to keep pushing up to the middle
Control
point.
point is being contested.
Well, the big problem here is they're barely defending second. I mean, this red team is so concentrated on this point. And, you know, blue team's trying to get that back. They've not got the resources. They're not really in there. Oh, there we go. Nice bit of defense work from blue. Okay, it's learning. Now,
That was a very close one, though. I mean, I don't know. It might be something that blue need to work on where they're focusing their attacks, really. The point is the main part of the game, so yeah, they seem to be going more for individual players rather than keeping the point covered.
Yep, and also, you know, what Red is doing, they're moving up in mobs and waves. You know, that's a good idea. You know, you've always advocated that, and it's one of the best leading tactics of this game. Oh, Kano's in there. Oh, so now Kano's on the other day. Good player. Now tends to like go straight for the objective. Maybe not the most skilled of players, but I do respect vision. You know what it's like. You got to play. Actually, you know what? We better be doing this thing first. It's kind of handy. Gives us time and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, even if they're not the best player or anything like that, just jumping on the point for a couple of seconds, that can, you know, turn the tables.
Oh god,
because
this
it
map,
opens
yeah.
the door for other players on your team to then, you know, if you can hold a point for 2 or 3 seconds, if there's someone coming around the corner to help you, then that can make all the difference.
Yeah, so much of this game is based around seconds and half
Control point
seconds.
is being captured.
Gary Luther deciding the most opportune time to eat a sandwich right now with the scout running around him. And who's on the point? Not Blizzard.
Contested.
Not anymore. Yeah, blue is really trying to have to defend here. They need to get that second point back. Oh, and is that what I think it is on the point? Yes, that's going to ruin blue's day. The dreaded mini. Is that, are you going to try and rocket jump or jump up to the point? Nope, go away. Sentry force.
Yeah, actually, that for taking away, basically taking away the rocket jumping ability from soldiers and sticky jumping from demos, it basically shuts down a jump before you can even get to the point. It pushes you back and it hurts you. And if you've done a jump, especially without any gunboats or anything like that, you know, it can kill you as well.
Oh, better making a push at the point here. He's looking good. Trying to get in. He's going to take a nudge. There is that nudge. Round 5 or 6. I really can't remember. I think it's 5.
Something like that. Numbers, they're not important.
Unless they're damage numbers, and then you can cry bullshit when somebody doesn't die. Now, okay, let's see what's going on with the teams again. Now, blue were doing a lot better that time. I think they got the idea of defending a bit more in their heads. Red team, though, still, you know, red team don't need to change. They're doing everything fine for the time being.
Well, yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep. Now, actually, in terms of 8 broke, don't fix it. Look at blue team. They're really moving in there. Oh, okay, that's a nice movement from blue. Can they make that work?
Captured.
Nice work from ObsK Pork Pie. Just barely surviving on 3 health. Not advisable to take on a heavy from the front.
Control point is being contested.
That's where the gun is pointed. You know, it's not one of the more devastating guns of the game. Just stay away from that. Unless you're Ruger.
The control point is being
Oh, okay,
contested.
look at this. Who's that sneaky scout? Remy. Nice. He's doing the double jump shimmy. Kind of jump off the point and jumping back on again. And takes completely punks that sniper. I love it. Thing is, one reason I do love playing Scout is simply to just annoy snipers.
Is being captured.
Yeah, Scout works brilliantly just as a class to, you know, piss people off. Basically, I mean, if you can go around and get shots on people, do like 50 damage, something like that, it's just enough so that they're worried, and you know, certain classes it's just enough so that they basically have to go back to spawn to heal up. You know, you don't have to kill people to be effective in this game, and Scout's a really, really good example of that.
It's like, hey, I heard you got a weakness to bullets. Bang!
Has been added.
Oh, look at this blue team. They're moving up. They're learning. It's going good. Can they make this work?
Alert. The control point is being contested.
And oh, Scout was on there. Ooh, no, this red team is being cagey. Not Nicolas Cage, that's kind of a downgrade.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Okay, red team got some sentries up there, retaking point 2. Now that's the thing, this team is on the ball. We might see a bit more of a dramatic game on here. Nice, scouts the necrophiliac there, caps that nicely, but are Blue going to take that back straight away though?
Yeah, it looks like Blue are basically just going to grab this one straight back again, but I wouldn't be surprised if Red did that also.
Gary Luther still trying to do the ever faithful friendly heavy sandwich technique. Not favoured by many for its lack of offensive ability. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Now, Blue here really trying to get in here. Now, here's the thing. Red team could afford to kind of do that shenanigans of generally wandering onto the point and capping it. Partially of the base they didn't really have much to contend with. But this is Red team on the defence now. I think Blue team going to need an Uber or something or other.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think their sort of team makeup has been shot a little bit. They just seem to be. They seem to have sort of split off into groups almost, and I don't know. Red are doing a much better job of keeping everybody together and covering all the exits.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I don't know what it is with certain games. You get that kind of hive mind mentality with teams that like, okay, we're going to balance those completely equally and take all the assigned roles we need for the perfect point, the perfect ratios on the map. And just somehow happens. Like, how? Oh, look at red team though. They're swarming this. Okay, look at those scouts. Them scouts. Oh, Crockett to the face. And who's that? QWERTY. Oh, you scumbag. Sentry on point, on the middle point. That is a nice defense there. We haven't seen a good level 3 sentry in a while.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was actually quite nice work there. I mean, he's basically had that completely free for the past 5 minutes. So, you know, he's completely free to build at his will.
Well, the nice thing with that particular layout is that Blue can always hold middle point relatively easy. Now, the thing I found with like, these spirey things is that they're really hard to take and they're easily recaptured by the enemy team once they're kind of mobbing around it. So you've got to try and rush to the next point to make sure they can't take it back. But that's kind of difficult with a level 3 sentry. No, I'd say definitely Blue team have up their game quite dramatically.
Yeah, it does seem that a lot of this game is basically being played out on that second spire. It's so many back caps, backwards and forwards.
Oh, what's happened? Oh, who was that? What kind of was that? A spy cap? Please tell me that was a spy cap.
I believe it was, yes.
Oh yeah. Keep an eye on that point.